G'day, welcome back to my channel, Alex Does. My name is Alex, welcome back to the bush. Alright, we're on day 2 of a camp, so had a great night's sleep last night, and we've done all the usual morning chores, as you've probably seen. Had me coffee, had me breakfast, bacon, eggs and mushies, the breakfast of champions. And packed up my tent and been really productive this morning. Just got on with it so we can get some work happening on the shelter. If you watched last week's video, you know what I'm continuing on doing today. So if you didn't see last week's video, I recommend you go and check out last week's video. Maybe I'll put a link up in the thing corner if you want to go and look at that. Maybe watch this video, go back and look at that, whatever. So yeah, we're working on the opening of the fireplace, and I'll take you in and show you the progress that we made last week and how we're going to proceed with that in a moment. Now, the other thing that I mentioned last week is that I do have a new bit of kit, a new axe that I think I gave you a little bit of a teaser last week. So I have a new axe, so I should show you. So here's my new axe. Now, before I show you, this particular axe comes from, I ordered this from Hunt Gather Grow. I highly recommend you use them. No paid endorsement or anything. I'm just, you know, a usual customer. I paid full price, but it's the same place where I got my previous axe, the Grandforce Brook Scandinavian Forest axe I got from there, and I got good service and very quick delivery, and it's a local New South Wales company based in Goulburn, so I kind of like, you know, promoting local Australian companies where I can. So I got another axe from them as well, and once again I got very quick delivery to where I am. So now this particular axe, before I show you, it doesn't come with a mask, you know, the leather shield on the head, and after I'd sharpened it, but it doesn't come as sharp as like the Grandforce Brook one did, because it's a little bit cheaper. It's about $100 cheaper than that, and it's slightly bigger. It didn't come with a mask, and if anyone's going to cut themselves around sharp stuff, it's me. So I was at home before, while I was packing, looking around all my stuff at home, thinking, what can I improvise for a mask in the short term to prevent myself from cutting myself, you know, while I'm packing it out here and all that sort of thing. And of course, eventually it dawned on me that the answer was staring me straight in the face. Mask. Finally found a use for these bloody things. I got them piling up at home, and yeah, absolutely worked a treat. So that's great. So anyway, so this axe here, it's a Holtzbrook, Swedish-made Holtzbrook axe. It's the Montreal model. So I wanted an axe with a little bit more oomph. I kind of felt like I'd maybe outgrown the Scandinavian forest axe size, and I wanted something a little bit heftier, and this was recommended to me, and so I went with it. And it's so far, I was using it all yesterday. That's why it's dirty. And so far I'm like, compared to the forest axe, the handle's maybe a couple of inches. I don't remember the exact stats. I think it's a couple of inches longer, and I think the head on the Scandinavian forest axe is around about 700 grams, and I think this one is 1100 grams from memory. Now, I'm no expert on axes, obviously, but I kind of felt like when I was sharpening this that maybe the steel is not as hard as the Grandforce axe. I'm not sure. I might be making that up. It just might be. I don't know. What do I know? Anyway, but so far I'm pretty happy with it. It'll be interesting to see how it lasts over a weekend and holds an edge and those sorts of things. But it was certainly doing the job yesterday. I do need to modify this handle. The handle for me, it's a little bit too thick, a bit too thick. So yeah, I'll probably shave this down at some point, just make it a little bit more comfortable in the hand. But other than that, I'm really liking it. So there we go, new axe. Right, so other than that, we're continuing on with the fireplace, and before I can do any of that, I need some more rocks. So I'm off to get some rocks. I won't take you with me. You've seen me do that, I was going to say 1,000 times, but realistically, you know, probably a dozen times. So I'll go and get some rocks and come back, and then I'll show you how I'm planning on fixing the fireplace. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to start today with bridging this gap, and I want a nice curved arch. Going right the way back to when I started this project, this was my original plan, but I think I mentioned on last week's video, I just didn't have the confidence in the construction method to make this possible. I didn't know how hard the clay was going to dry to be able to support an arch, but I'm pretty confident now that it is going to work. Now, my original plan, because what I've got to do is basically build an arch of rocks over this way, like so. And as you would expect, I have to support that temporarily because they're not going to stay there on their own. It might be possible, but I'm not that good. My original plan was that I was going to go and find a large stump, take a slice so thick, take a slice of it in a half circle, like so, and support it in here and build the rocks over the top. But I made a start on that yesterday on last week's video. But you know, it didn't take too long into that to realise that doing that with the old saw is a hell of a lot of work, and more work than I really want to do. Too hard. I mean, I don't mind doing hard work, obviously. This hasn't been easy. But anyway, I thought there was probably a better way. So what I did, I come up with this. So this is just, I went and cut some, I found one vine that was close to this shape already, the big fat one in the middle. It just needed to be pulled in a bit with the paracord, and then I've tied a couple extra bits to give it some width. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sit this in here. Like so. I'm pretty sure that this will work. There, so that'll give you an idea of the size of the opening. So what I plan on doing now is, I've got a mixed up clay, a bucket of clay there. I've mixed my clay up so it's not runny at all, it's reasonably firmish, but malleable. And so what I'm going to do, I went and got a couple of loads of rock, and all the rock that I got, it's a lot of flat stuff, but I try to get stuff that has kind of a wedge to it, because as you build these rocks over, you want them splayed out sort of thing. And I've got some bigger wedgy type pieces to act as like keystones to hold it all together. So fingers crossed this works. So really all I want to achieve today, what I want to get done today, is a complete arch of rocks over the top, and then that can sit there until I come back next time, because the idea then is that the clay will have a chance to sort of start setting and drying while I'm away, and then next time I come back I'll probably put a little bit more on top. And what I'll probably do, once the rocks are on top, I won't need this. I'll be able to cut the paracord, and this will all stay there temporarily, because this is all obviously a combustible material, and over time this will all burn away, and as the clay sets and come off, and it should you know, leave an arch. That seems pretty self-explanatory, I think. So anyway, I'm going to crack on and see if I can figure this out. Alright, that's basically the arch done. So I've still got a little bit of clay, so I'm going to use the rest up just to maybe build some support into the sides a bit. Nice. Have a go at that. What do you reckon, eh? I got to say, I'm super happy that I pushed ahead, and thank you to all those who contributed and made comments and encouraged me in positive ways to do something about fixing this. I'm so happy about that. That looks so much better. It really does look like a proper fireplace now. I'm really happy. I just kept going. I didn't expect to do this much work today. I just kept going until I ran out of clay. Totally stoked. It looks nice. It looks like a proper fireplace. So what's going to happen up here? I do have plans already for up here, as you would expect. I won't go into too much detail, but I'm going to do a little bit more filling in here, but I also need to maintain access to the racks up here because I want to use that for smoking, as I have already. But I also need to be able to close this off because smoke's going to come out there if I don't. So yeah, we'll deal with that maybe on the next trip or the trip after or sometime in the near future. So the big question now is, when I return next time, I don't know if that's going to be in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, who knows. Will this still be standing? It feels reasonably solid already, and there's a lot of clay in there, but I tried to structure it with the rocks so that it would be self-supporting as well. At least we know it's not structural in terms of holding up any of the rest of the fireplace. It's just only itself. Fingers crossed, who knows? It's a bit of a gamble. So yeah, put a comment down below if you think when I come back next time whether it's going to be happy days or whether it's going to be disaster. I think we'll be all right. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Once again, thank you very much for your time and for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you're not already a subscriber, you know how it goes. Please jump on that subscribe button and hit the bell for notification to get notification of when new videos are uploaded, which typically happens every 8 AM, every Saturday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. You'd certainly be helping the channel out. We've certainly had a nice little bump in growth over the last couple of months, and I'd like to keep that momentum going. It certainly provides me with the I was certainly not the financial encouragement, emotional encouragement to keep coming out here and working away on my days off. So I hope you enjoyed the content. And yeah, jump in the comments below, join the conversation. Stick around for a moment and you'll see a snippet of what's coming up next week. And I will see you next Saturday on Alex Does. Cheerio. See you later. I'm just on my way into camp again this morning. When we left last time, we did the work on the fireplace, and the big question was the way I'd constructed it. Was it structurally sound, and would it still be standing and in place when I return this time? So I thought it'd be fun to maybe record my entrance into the camp after not being there for it's been only a week, and so you can get my reaction firsthand if indeed I turn up and it is collapsed. And oh, is it still there or has it collapsed? 3, 2, 1.